crumbling in the ground and they're talking.
Here's Johnny. Here on The Five, we've told you a lot about radical Muslims attacking and killing Christians around the world. Some people, especially in the media, won't tell you the truth about what's going on. I think more people need to be honest about the situation. So I was happy to see Republican Senator Rand Paul when he said this.
I want to talk about a war that the mainstream media is ignoring. From Boston to Zanzibar, there's a worldwide war on Christianity. Christians are being attacked around the world, but you won't hear much about it on the evening news because the answer's not convenient. It doesn't fit the narrative we have been told about radical Islam. The truth is, a worldwide war on Christians is being waged by a fanatical element of Islam.
That's exactly right. I've been on this topic for some time. But the other thing we want to point out to some of these presumably Muslim countries is that Christians were there before you were, number one. Now, there may be more of you. You may be bred faster, but the fact of the matter is they have every right to practice their religion, and if you don't stop it, there are going to be consequences. And I just say this again, fatwa this. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with you on this one, Bob, but I'll tell you what we do need to do. Where are the so-called moderate Muslims?
They don't exist.
Where are they?
Where are they?
They're hiding.
They hide, and in some countries I get it because you'll get killed for saying something in some countries. But here in America, with the exception of a few people, you don't hear a thing from them. They come out, by the way, where are the liberals, the feminists? Where are they on children, on education? So where are the moderate Muslims? Where are the liberals? Not you, Bob, in this case, but where are the rest of the liberals?
We've only got a short period of time. Go ahead, Andrew.
It's the last acceptable form of discrimination in this country is against Christians. And it's happening all over the world. And very unfortunately, we have Christians being killed and persecuted in Syria. The president who took to his podium to plead to go into Syria never even mentioned the persecution of Christians. The same goes for Egypt. They're being persecuted in Egypt. It's gotten worse under the Muslim Brotherhood. The president says absolutely nothing. It's despicable that they don't call attention to this.
Greg, I couldn't agree with that more. Why Obama has not said anything about this is amazing.
You know how the Christians, they should convert to Islam. Then Obama will be sympathetic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
What do you think about this?
Well, you know what? What really bothers me are the crimes that are committed against young girls and women in these countries in the name of religion, and it's horrific. You see it in Egypt. You see it in Pakistan. You see Christian girls that are being raped and sold off to Muslim men to marry them. It's really atrocious, and the number of deaths that have occurred, and why is the international community so deafeningly silent on
it's the
this?
war. It's the real war
Muslims.
on women, and no feminists around here does.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more. What it is about my side, why, for example, now, who I've supported all along, why you're keeping your mouth shut about this is beyond me. Why it is that people who believe in liberalism as I do can sit back and be silent in the face of these fanatic, thug, murdering bums who are, I mean, it's amazing to me.
It's a tough fight,
and I'll say this again. I get jumped on about this all the time. Oh, Bob, you shouldn't say that about the Muslims. I will say it about it. So one of them had the guts to stand up and say something.
It's not even like they're not saying anything. They actually go out of their way in this administration to try and conflate Islam with Christianity, talking about a shared history of tolerance. That's a bunch of bull.
Where was the last head of a Muslim state that came out and said anything about this? They're all cowards, as far as I'm concerned. And one more thing is up next.
Really scared.